Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Thursday, July 5th, and we finally have our first live eviction this evening. Woo! And it's possible that Steve may actually get voted out. It's possible. I'm not sure it's a lock yet, but it is possible. There were some developments yesterday after the morning when I did or early afternoon when I did my last CarCast. And by the way, I will talk about my CarCast and all this other stuff at the end this time rather than at the beginning. So let me just plow through this, and those of you that are new can hear more details at the end. So to sum it up, there was a lot of going back and forth on the votes yesterday by what is called the Level 6 group. Rachel, Angela, Winston, Brett, Casey, and Tyler, right? That's the L6, yeah, the Level 6 guys. They, Tyler, of course, knew about Sam's power, and he actually told KC about it. Now, someone tweeted at me, and I didn't recall this, or I probably may have seen it in passing, but didn't make heavy note of it, and I may have to go back to look to see. But someone tweeted at me that Tyler has a Final 2 alliance with KC. I wasn't aware of that, or I missed that, or I'm not sure. But if that's the case, this makes more sense, because Tyler did tell KC that Sam had the power and what the power was. Well, what they think it is. Again, I'm still not 100% sure what it is, and I don't think that Tyler knows as much as we do. But Tyler pretty much said Sam can save either herself or someone else in the next 4 weeks. At first, he just told her she had the power to save, and then he said, oh, by the way, it's for 4 weeks, and it's for anybody. And then he said, well, I'll try to get Sam to tell you herself. Because it was like, wow, he kind of blew that trust. But wait, it gets better. So he definitely immediately flipped KC's opinion on who needed to go. Because the idea is that if we can save her from using it, then she can use it later. Because she's got up to 4 weeks to use it. So that happened. Meanwhile, at the same time, JC has been trying very hard to get people to vote to keep. Oh, wait a minute. Did I throw Tyler into L6? No, JC isn't in L6. No. But Tyler, which one isn't Tyler? Well, JC's kind of, oh, God, I don't know. My head's hurting. JC is also lobbying to keep. Oh, Tyler has no vote. That's what it is. JC is lobbying to get rid of Steve and keep Sam, and he's butting his head up against the wall with Winston. Because for some reason, Winston was like, "No, we don't have the votes to keep Sam, so we should vote to save Steve, because that way we'll have Scotty as another vote." It's like, if you think, I mean, it sounds good, except for Steve's already loyal. Well, Steve's been doing a decent job of bad-mouthing the people that he thinks are keeping them to Winston, and Winston's buying it. So to me, that's like, Winston, you aren't very good at reading this game, it seems, but I could be wrong. Winston was the hardcore. No, let's get rid of Sam. There's no point in us throwing votes to a loser. So someone's getting voted out. It won't help us. It won't do us any good. And JC was trying. And another swingish vote that they think they had was Caitlyn, who's in the other alliance that she named, which Faut or whatever. And now they've come up with a new name because they tossed Bailey into the mix. So now they're the Sacred Six. God, I hate alliance names. I hate alliance names so bad. But Sacred Six, I guess, is better than Faut, which made no sense. But then again, hopefully, well, maybe not hopefully. Then again, I guess Bayley doesn't know about the other alliance name because that would imply that she's not the final in that final deal. But Kaitlyn has all along said that she wants to vote to keep Steve. But some of the other people on the other side seem to think that there's a chance they might get her to swing her vote. So Tyler late last night actually told everybody in the Level 6 Alliance, oh, by the way, Sam has a power. So now everybody knows, which immediately, of course, Winston went like, oh, well, in that case, yeah, I'm voting to keep her. I want to be on her good side, of course. So, yes, I'll vote to keep her now that I know she has a power that she's staying no matter what. Yeah, why not? And so I don't know if they're going to pick up the 7th vote, but as loose as Tyler has been with handing out the secret, that Sam's secret, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point today he maybe tells Haley or Kaitlyn, one of them, to get them to flip their vote and say, look, she's staying anyways. You want to vote for her to keep it looking good for you. I'll tell her you voted for her if you do. If it's a 7-6 vote to evict her, well, obviously you didn't vote the way you were supposed to, or the way I suggested you vote. So I could see the vote going to evict Steve and Sam getting to keep her thing, which would actually create some decent drama. There should be some really decent drama now once this vote happens and the next head of household, because up until now, of course, nobody's left. Everybody that started is still there. There's no sense of, oh my gosh, somebody's gone. If Steve gets voted out and Sam has to, or if somehow Sam has to play her power. If Sam has to play her power and they all stay in the house, I don't know if it will be as big of an adjustment as if Steve gets voted out. Because then it'll be like, oh my gosh, game on. The guy that was here for 2 weeks with us is no longer here. It will make reality sink in. Of course, if they do the deal where Sam has this special power, okay, hang on now, think about this. So Sam has been saying, I have this power, but she can't reveal the power, or can she even? Will she get walked out the door if she gets voted out? Will she not get to say anything about the power? And she gets walked out the door, and the house guests are like, but she said she had the power. But she just walked out the door. And then outside, Julie's like, but you have the power. Are you going to use it? And she's like, yes. Well, you'll get to go back in, in a couple of days, or whatever it happens to be. Imagine that the house guests then have to go like, whoa, I thought Sam had that. If Sam doesn't have the power, who has the power? And then the whole, process of, oh my gosh, what are we going to do, sinks in. And, oh, she said she had the power, but she doesn't have the power. How is that all going to work out? I doubt any of this happens, by the way. I imagine they'll let Sam stand up after the vote and say, but I don't get evicted because I have a power, or something along those lines. We'll find out tonight. Don't forget, it's a live show tonight. There will be the potential for more vote weirdness to go on today. It's possible. They're still talking. Tyler has devised a voting, an alert system for the voting. So when the show's live, unless this changes, by the way, when the show is live, if Tyler's hair is up, then that is the sign to his alliance to vote to evict Steve. If his hair is down, then he is giving the signal to his team, to his alliance, that they should vote out Sam. So there's a little... Now, that was, again, as of last night. It's possible that they're going to change their minds and on signal and everything, and it won't be what really happens. Or they could all decide to revolt against Tyler, who's head of household but has no power anymore, of course. I don't know. It's I thought Tyler's been playing a good game playing both sides, but it could very well go south for him pretty quickly if anybody says Tyler's been working with us all along to Swaggy, and Swaggy goes, what? Oh, and Tyler's let his alliance. I look L6 as his alliance, his core alliance. He's prepared to flip over to the other one, but he told his group alliance, "Look, anything you guys say to Scotty is passing on. Don't even think that Scotty's on your side." Because if you look at the alliances, there are two alliances now, two main alliances of 6 people. Okay, you've got this L6 level 6 alliance, and then you have this what was Fout and is now called Sacred 6 because they got Bailey as the 6th member, and then you have 3 outliers, which would be Sam, Steve, and Scotty. But Steve and Scotty are pretty much working with Swaggy and Fessy, and so they're staying around. They're not going. That is their alliance, even though they're not officially members of it. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Sam, of course, does actually have a vote. No, she doesn't have a vote. She's nominated. Sam doesn't have a vote. Steve doesn't have a vote, and Tyler doesn't have a vote. And those are with the exception of JC's not in an alliance. I shouldn't have said Tyler is in an alliance. JC isn't in an alliance, but he's actually voting to get rid of Steve. So, and he's kind of I think he's in a bit of an alliance with KC. So, anyways, all right. This person in front of me doesn't know how to drive. Well, they do know how to drive, but they're horrible drivers. And he passed me at the last minute. All right. Side note. All right, so that's what's up with the house as of right now. Things could change during the day, of course. It is a live eviction day, so be ready to tune into that. What else to tell you? Yeah, now we'll get to TV show last night. Oh, the TV show last night. Wow, that was a pretty interesting power veto. That was a pretty intense power veto. It was, and it was one of the better, intense, upping the game power vetoes for the backyard. I kudos to them for coming up with that. That was definitely, better than a who's going to launch a ball the furthest or kind of a thing. It was fairly intense and good. So I enjoyed it. It took up most of the show. It seems to me, I don't remember at this point, but it seems like it ran on. Didn't think they were going to I thought they were going to do a cliffhanger because they were so close to the end that the power veto ceremony was basically, boom, we're done. Except for the Amazon delivery in the middle of it. It ended, though, right at the end of the power veto. They made a lot of Bailey. That's why I thought they were going to do a cliffhanger, because we knew that Bailey didn't go up, but they made things, she might. And then, so I thought, they're going to leave it a cliffhanger so people think that Bailey might actually go up. I don't know, maybe there's a little segment at the end where Bailey's dancing in the storage room, and I thought, well, maybe they just wanted to get it done so they could show Bailey dancing in the storage room? I don't know. I'm not sure. It just was interesting the way it was edited last night. All right, live show tomorrow, or tonight. I'm done rambling. Now comes the plugs and the about myself thing I'm doing at the back this time, just because those people that have listened forever don't hear this stuff that much because they've known it, and I'm trying to talk to the new folks who somehow have drifted across this really rambling, God, this guy really is talking to himself kind of a car cast. And so I figured I'd introduce myself. I'm going to do this quite a bit the first few weeks, or the first couple weeks at least, because I am getting an uptick in the number of people that are listening via iTunes, and I'm going to assume that most of them aren't new. Now, I haven't checked my stats on Stitcher. I haven't checked my stats on Google Play. I'm going to guess that there's a few people trickling in that way as well. So I want to introduce myself, explain a little bit about who I am in case you have suddenly come across this and have never listened to our main podcast, or the main podcast that I do with my co-host, the Big Brother Gossip Show. So we do a weekly podcast on Saturday nights, which also is available on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, all that good stuff, Google Play. And we play actually audio clips. It is much more concise. I don't know if concise is the word I want to use. It's much better. It's much more better. Oh, wow, that's not a good way to say it. It's produced much more professionally than this, which is me driving, talking into my iPhone, and then posting it when I'm done. We do it once a week, usually 2 to 3 hours, give you audio clips that you're not going to hear on CBS, although some of them you will. Like when Tyler and Sam were talking and Sam revealed her power, we played a good portion of that clip on our show Saturday night. Although they played additional stuff that we hadn't seen on the show, where Sam gave additional details about her power. We didn't see that part, so I think the feeds were off when she went into those details. The feeds were in another location. Anyways, so we do that every Saturday night, and it's out there. You can listen to it. I do this pretty much Monday through Fridays, usually about this time. It is usually sent up to the interwebs by 9 a.m. Eastern Time, although it seems to me that it hasn't necessarily been trickling out onto the different podcasting services until later in the morning or even in the early afternoon. So if you're hardcore and you want to hear me ramble like this earlier in the morning than when you're getting it on your iTunes or Stitcher or Google Play, you should follow me on Twitter, BBGOSSIP, and the service that I use, Spreaker, SPREAKER, Spreaker.com, actually tweets out a link through my Twitter account whenever I post a new episode, so you can find it right away. Also, if you go to Spreaker, again, SPREAKER, and you search for Big Brother Gossip, we do not have our podcast on Spreaker because it's really not designed. It's not its own individual record. We don't submit to it or anything, and it's standalone. I'm recording on a Spreaker app, and then I submit it, and that's what posts it up to Spreaker, and then it distributes it from there. So if you go to Spreaker and search for Big Brother Gossip, you will find Mike's Big Brother Carcast, and you can actually subscribe there, and you'll get an email notification whenever a new one goes up, I think. So that's another way you can get to it if you want to get it early. That's, by the way, for those of you that are patrons, I've said this before as well, if you happen to be listening to this for a first time or a second time or whatever, we have a patron for our Big Brother Gossip show, and because of that, part of the portion that I get of that share of that patron, I use it to pay for my Spreaker subscription, which is $50 a year. So I throw $50 a year to Spreaker to make this possible to you guys. Otherwise, I'd only be able to record 9 minutes at a time or 10 minutes at a time. And right now, I'm at 18 minutes. So I would have been done 8 minutes ago. And some of you would have been able to get back to your regular jobs or whatever you do with the rest of your time and not have to listen to me for 8 more minutes. So maybe you don't want me to pay for Spreaker. I don't know. All right. Rambling over. You guys have a good day, a good Thursday. We will talk to you tomorrow after we may have had our first live eviction, or maybe Sam is still in the house, or maybe she's out in limbo for a couple of days before they put her back in the house, or maybe she has to fight for a chance to get back in the house. We just don't know how this is going to work. But tonight should be interesting, tomorrow as well, and this weekend, once we've actually got our first jolts to the house, gets that, oh my gosh, this is a real game. Things may actually happen. Because so far, they've been living a life of contentment locked up in that house. Take care, everybody. We will talk to you on Friday. Bye-bye.